All right, we're just reviewing your quiz. Okay. It says Jason measures the lengths of some pieces of chalk and records the data in the table. Naomi measures the lengths of some other piece of chalk and records the data in another table. So this is what they recorded. Okay. This is Naomi and Jason. Naomi make one line plot using both sets of data. How many X's will there be on the line plot? So how many X's were they used altogether? Jack? 9. 9? How do you know?
Because there's 5 over there and 4
So
over there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 X's for Jason's chalk, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean 4. 4 for Naomi. So you're right. 9. Okay. Here it says Sasha measures the lengths of some baby carrots. She records the data in the table. Then she makes a line plot to display the data. So Sasha's line plot is incorrect. So this part is incorrect right here. How can Sasha change her line plot so that it correctly shows the data on the table? So let's look at the data. Okay. How many have 2 inches? We're looking at this. How many have 2 inches? Just 1. So that's correct so far. How many 2 1/4?
3, 4.
Look at the data. Don't look at the plot line. 4. See, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. But she put how many X's? 3. So what can she change on her plot line? Bradley?
Miss Patita, you put 2 halves instead of 2 1/4.
Like that? That one. Okay? So I have 4 2 1/4, 2 fourths, 2 1/4. How can she change the plot line to make it correct?
She can add an extra X on top.
She needs to add an extra X on top. Okay? How many 2 1/2? There's only 1. How many 2 3/4? Do I have any 2 3/4 on the data right here? No. So what does she need to do here?
Nothing. She needs to subtract 1.
She needs to get one of the X's because I don't have 2 3/4 here, but she put an X on her line plot. She needs to erase one of those X's. And then how many 3s? 2. Okay. So how can Sasha change her line plot so that it correctly shows the data in the table? She needs to add 1 X on 2 1/4, and then she needs to take away her X on 2 3/4. Okay. How many carrots are shorter than 3 inches? So if she added 1 here and took away this, how many carrots are shorter than 3 inches?
6.
So I have to, here's 3 inches right here, right? I mean, I have to count all the X's that are on this side right here. How many?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carrots. Okay. Then you're looking at this. The line plot shows the lengths of some pencils measured in Jacob's classroom. Okay. Which statement about the line plot are true? Correct. Choose all that are correct. Okay. Let's see. The length of the longest pencil is 6 1/2. Is that true? No. So it's not A. The line plot shows the length of 12 pencils in all. So what do I need to do to figure out how many pencils are all? Can I just count all the X's?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So are there 12 pencils in all? No. So it can't be A or B. Exactly 2 pencils have lengths of 7 inches.
Yes.
Yep, that one's true. The length of 1 pencil is 6 3/4. No, because do I have any X's right here? No. All of the pencils have lengths of at least 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 or more, huh? That one's true. And then 10 pencils have lengths of greater than 7 inches. 10 pencils.
No.
So here's 7 inches. Do I have 10 right here?
No.
No, I don't. So only C and E are correct. Okay. And then part B says Jacob measures three more pencils. Their measurements are 6.5, 7 inches, and 7 3/4. How can Jacob change the line plot so that it correctly shows the 3 new measurements? What am I gonna have to do?
Just add one more X to the fraction that.
So I need to add an X above this one, right? I need to add an X above 7 and above 7 3/4. So it will look like this. It was 6.5, right? What was the other one? 7. And what was the other one? 7 3/4, right? We're just have to extend the line. This would be 7 3/4 and put an X right there. That's what she would have to do. Or Jacob would have to do. Okay. For 4, he says use a ruler to the nearest ½ inch, and you have to measure those. Doesn't this look familiar?
Yeah.
So this one to the nearest ½ inch, 6, 5, and 4 to the ½ inch. Okay. 2, 7. Again, measure the triangle, measure that shape. And 10, 11, just draw me a line. We're actually gonna use the ruler to correct it. And if your line, Francis, is not 5.5 or 4 3/4, Miley, we'll be wrong. Remember, on a line, you start with 0, okay, and then just take your pencil and drag it across the ruler until you reach 5.5, and then stop. That's it. So then here I have to label it, don't I? Okay, flower stems, that's the title, which we did before. Okay, they went 6. It looks like they went 6.5, right? 7, 7.5, and then 8. What else am I gonna need? What am I gonna do? What else?
Put the X's.
Yes, I gotta put the X's down, huh? So how many how many 6s are there? 1. How many 6.5s? 2 of them right here. How many 7s?
1.
How many 7.5s?
3.
And how many 8s?
1.
That's all you gotta do. And we're done. So you'll have to do the same thing. I already started with 8, and I'm going into 4ths, right? You have to do the same thing like there. So obviously, if I started with 8, what's the next one? 8 and 1/4. And then after that? 8 2/4. Okay, and then? 8 3/4. And then after that? 9. Okay, we did that before already. Same thing here. Okay, so look, number 13, they gave you a starting point already, huh? They started with 8, huh? 14, they didn't give you one. What's the smallest number? 4. That's what you would start off with. Okay? And at least I'm doing fourths, so what comes next? 4 and what? Say it louder, come on.
1/4.
Yes, 4 and 1/4. And then it's 4 and 2/4, and it's so forth and so on, okay? My number's a little bit big, but you get the point. And then that's it. So there's only 14. All right?